us during the break, guys. Yeah, so who wants to just jump into strategy talk? Anyone?
There's one thing I wanted to talk about quick. We already talked PvT quite a bit, but there's something we didn't talk about that I wanted to talk about. And that's a lot of people talk about mech, and they say it's really not viable in PvT, and I agree to some extent. But I think there are players and builds that it can definitely be made useful. Just to give a general base before we start talking about it, I think there's a pretty strong timing with like about 150 supply of a handful of ghosts, Hellbats, and then either Thors or Siege Tanks, depending on what the Protoss builds. That can be really strong and has potential to kill a greedy Protoss player. And then I also think, like on maps like Akalon and Yunsu, the super turtle mech into BC Raven Ghost. I honestly don't know if there's a way for Protoss to actually beat that composition if they play it right, if they get there.
Well, there isn't.
Well, let's have a moment, and actually I think we should talk about BC Raven and how, like, that's actually unbeatable for Protoss players because of EMP, Yamada Cannon, and Point Defense Drone.
Yeah, you just can't let them get that.
I know, I'm just saying, it's like...
It is
it's actually
unbeatable.
impossible.
Wait, that's unbeatable for just Protoss? I think that's just pretty unbeatable in general.
Well,
You go
I think
Sparkle or
Zerg
Viper.
actually, well, not beat it, but like they can
can
they can
trade
actually
better.
kill it. Yeah, they can actually kill it if they like use 3 armies.
Yeah.
Protoss would need like 5.
1,000.
Yes. Because it's like the only thing you can use are like Archons and Void Rays.
And you literally have to have...
and like
And then they
Storms
seek your missile
everywhere.
and you're spreading
You have
void
to
is
flank
to like
with
the
storms.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck? And then they just EMP your Archons and you're like, well...
And EMP is good on void rays too.
Yeah, it's really good on Void Rays. Makes them so squishy.
So you guys all kind of agree that it's impossible to beat that mech army if it gets to that point.
I'll also say I've
It's not
never
really a problem though, because it's so hard to
it
hit.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
I'm
such a
just-
difficult transition to make, too. Like, even if they have the bases and the eco for it, like, I mean, production time takes a long time for them to get that
But
death
yeah,
ball.
you have to bank on the Protoss playing like super turtley, like not doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, which actually happens more often than you think. Like if people just tried to go for that, like if Terrans who like mech and they tried to go for that on ladder, like planetary fortresses, the wall off, the ghosts, tank line, and slow tech into Raven BC, you'd be amazed at how many games you win versus the people
Well, and
who
I
are
feel-
like, Protoss death ball, it's unbeatable.
Well, and that's why I think Protoss play that way, because they're like, oh, well, if you're just going to let me macro up, I'll just get my death ball. Well, if Terrans, rather than, like, if they just let it be a stalemate for 10 minutes and produce that mech ball themselves, it would completely walk over the Protoss death
I
ball.
mean, most good mech players, like, they play very greedy behind, like, a pressure, so they'll get, like, Hellions or something, like Hellion Marine or, like, a Widowmine pressure or something, and then they're going, like, 3CC and all the shit behind it, and they're getting their factories late. Like, if you hold off the pressure, like, easy peasy, and you have your Robo and your 3/8 like you should, if you chrono out, like, an Immortal and go over an attack, like, you can make them lift their natural, and then it's kind of like you win. So I think people should try attacking against mech, and I think everyone should be warping in aggressively against those really heavy tech builds. Even if you can't do anything, I think it's better. You're more likely to kill them than not kill them.
Pulling
So
them out
you
of
should
position
be
and stuff
trying.
like that.
It's not even out of position. It's like they're cutting so much to do this pressure, and if it doesn't work, you have so much more on the field than they do. So usually you can kill them.
The only thing is like knowing that it's coming, because it's not only like knowing that it's coming, but lots of times I'm not naturally gonna make 3 gateways, you know. And if I don't have 3 gateways, there's like no opportunity to pressure at all. So
Yeah.
There isn't. So I mean, you'd have to go back to Robo 3-Gate. I've been going back to Robo 3-Gate.
I've been doing.
I do it a little bit more now too. I was doing the 1 gate, 1 forge, 1 robo, but yeah, you just don't have opportunity to counterattack at all with that. Like it's purely an early game defensive.
I think especially if you're going 5 observers, like you know, you just put 2 observers in each mineral
Well, if
line.
they're going mech, I just make like 3. It's not
Well,
that
that's what I'm
sick.
saying. Well, if you're going like a heavy observer style normally, I don't think you need the cannon as much. So get the early forge. It's just safer to have the gateways against I think everything.
If I see they're doing some sort of gas play and I'm going if I go for the forge thing, I just make the one cannon in my main. What do you guys make one in your natural and main, or just like
I
what?
only do the main too. I just do the main.
It depends for me on what map it is. Sometimes I do just the main or just the nat, but like I don't always do it in specifically my main base.
I usually like have a cannon in the mothership core like ready to photon overcharge the main, and then I have all my units at the natural with like an observer nearby. But I usually only get 3 observers. Like if I want to get more than that, I get them later or something.
I get 1 observer and then warp prism against Terran. So, I think it's a really good build, good opener.
But you only make one observer versus Terran?
And then a warp prism, and then my robo bay finishes.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes yeah, right.
Oh
before the
god,
colossus.
you're
I feel like that's so greedy.
I have such a problem with that, dude. Holy shit.
It depends on what I scout. Like if I scout,
But if
like
you
I
scout
scout
gas,
with my mothership. I scout with my mothership. And
Okay,
PvP,
good.
If I'm
I
gonna
do
that,
too, still.
if I'm gonna do that build, like yeah, I started doing it.
I think that's
if my
greedy in
mothership,
itself.
if my
Oh.
mother, I don't think it's that bad actually. If my mothership scouts that like I'm not gonna get dropped early. So if it scouts like any variation of the late medevacs, okay. So if they do like the early, right now it's really common to do 3 racks, 2 with tech lab, 1 with reactor, and they go stim and combat shields, for example. That's pretty common. I've seen it in like Korea, and I've seen it on the ladder. And like against that, I will certainly build the 1 observer and then warp prism, or I might even skip the 1 observer and go warp prism observer and then colossus, because the fact that they're not going to be able to drop me means I only have to focus on defending at the front. And so I don't think it's greedy at all to skip the observer in that case.
But there, I guess it doesn't matter because you're not getting like tech played at all. Like the way you need the observers early is for the tech play.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
it doesn't really matter.
I won't do that.
But you also
with
don't
warp
need
super
the warp
early as my
prism
scout.
that early. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah, because well, if they do the early bio timing, they're gonna be moving out before medevacs, and you just drop 2 zealots in their mineral line instantly, and it's really really nice.
I
Like, you
guess
don't need it at home. You just burn the overcharge.
So I'm gonna preach a little bit about mothership core scouting.
no, I disagree. All right, fine.
No, here's the deal. If you're gonna make your mothership core before your units and before your warp gate, I think it's great. If you're gonna delay it, if you're gonna delay your mothership core at all, then I don't think you should do it.
What,
I don't
like, what if they kill it?
I build it very early.
They don't kill it.
They're not
You
gonna
should
kill
not be able to kill it.
it. They can't kill it. Yeah.
What if they're proxy reapering you?
Then you should scout that.
Well, what if you
Dude, Foxy
don't?
Reaper hits whenever the mothership core
It
comes.
hits when the mothership core, like before it pops
Like,
out.
it
Even.
pops
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
actually, it'll hit
Right.
before you're right.
I'm just trying to think of something of like why not.
I used to advocate
And
against
even
it,
then-
and I actually disagree. I think you should do it now. Like I,
All right, but how about this? When the
Even
mothership
then,
core
even
gets
if he's
there,
Foxy Reapering you, you just like send it to his base, and you're doing just as much as it would be defending. Like,
you know how they do the thing where they don't do the Widowmine drop, but they like just walk it in and then they have the
proxy
medevac
factory.
like come with it? No, not Proxy Factory. They'll like walk it from their main base, and then they'll have the medevac pick it up like way later, so it hits a little bit earlier. Like you ever see that where they're walking with like the Marines and the Widowmines to your base? Like they'll do it on smaller maps like Belshire.
It still doesn't hit until like 6:30, right? No, that hits at like 6:30.
But like your mothership core gets there and it sees it as it's kind of coming, right? Doesn't it? So
no,
then
it
you
gets
have to send
there
the
before
mothership
the
core
medevac.
back.
Like when the
It's
medevac
like
starts.
this weird pathing, or you have to recall, which then it might not get there in time, or you won't have photon overcharge if you recall, but it won't get there in time if you are dancing it back a weird way.
I think it can get home.
yeah,
If you send it instantly, I think it gets home. Like,
What
fine.
are you scouting? Do you guys probe scout?
no.
Like,
Yeah, I do.
okay, so
I
if
do
you're
both.
not probe scouting, then I guess it's okay. But if you're probe scouting, you see if it's gas or no gas, and you either know if it's Reaper expand. Like, you don't know if it's going to be a tech play or not after that, really, unless it's a really aggressive gas. But you
Yeah.
know enough to where I don't think you need the mothership core scout.
Well, I mean, if you mothership core scout on top of the probe scout like I do, it just gives you options to change your build. Like, yes, certainly there's a counter all build. 3-gate robo's pretty legit against with observers is quite legit against both adding the extra racks early or the quick factory into like a drop with a couple of widow mines or a couple of hellions up the front, whatnot, off of a 12 or 13 gas. But I think if you mothership core scout on top of it, it just lets you know what corners you can cut. I mean, you don't need it at home. Is just my point of it. Like, if you don't need the mothership
Yes.
core at home, why not use it to get more information for yourself?
Well,
on-
here's what I do, and I want to know what you think of it. I get the mothership core really early, but I get a zealot, right? I send the zealot across the map to see if a reaper's incoming, and if they see the zealot, I have to bring the zealot back. If they don't see the zealot and I dance it around, I can get into their natural, and then I just know what they're doing, right?
Okay, the main
If there's a
build I
command
do.
center there, it's Reaper expand. If it's not, then it's going to be like either Hellions or Widow Mines, and then you just know.
The main build that I do is actually Zealot before Cybercore, and then the next unit that I'll make is Mothership.
So you send the zealot.
Yeah, I send the
So
Zealot.
why do you
immediately.
need to send the mothership core? Are you trying to do damage?
No, the point of the like you.
The zealots to cancel the CC building SCV.
If
like,
the
that's what it is.
CCC's building, then you know the build already. Like you know what they're doing.
No, you don't know the
Not
build because
necessarily.
they could still be adding additional racks or a factory. Like, the guess.
No, but if you scout, you'll know. You should know by when the command
No.
center. Yes, you do. If the command center's a little bit later, you know he went gas. And if you see a Reaper, then you know it was Reaper expand. And if you don't, then you know
Eric
it's
has
like
more
some
than 2
weird
builds,
tech.
Primal.
No, they don't. They really don't. It's like either some tech build, Reaper expand, or CC first.
I've seen some like really early marine pushes. Some
I've
other
seen a lot of
strange
rack
stuff.
plays.
You could scout that with the Zealot too. And then most the Protoss players are making stalkers early. So
I don't think so. Like all you can scout with the Zealot is like, are they making a reactor on their barracks? Like,
Yeah. And
because to be honest, if they're doing like a normal barracks expand and you scout with your Zealot the way I do, because you can't go straight to their base because if the Reaper sees it on the way to their base, it'll just die. So like, all you'll really see is like 3 Marines at the top of the ramp, depending on what they're doing.
yeah,
Like,
but
they're
if you
doing
see
like
3
standard.
Marines on the top of the ramp, usually they build the CC on the low ground. So
Mhm.
then you'd see that.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
It's not. I guess they could
I'm
make it in
arguing
their main to
if
kind of
they
hide it.
expand or not. We're saying, are they adding Rexes or are they adding a factory?
Mhm.
Or, that's what we're looking at with the mothership core. It has nothing to do with are they expanding or not. Like, it's just, are they going into an early bio timing with Stim before medevacs? Or are they going into like a quick drop play with a fast medevac?
And
That's
whenever I
what we
scout with the Mothership Core, I can be 100% certain, are they doing Widow drops? Are they doing
Yeah.
Alien drops? Are they doing this, that? Like, I know the exact variation and, like, exactly how to defend it.
Right.
And, like, the only thing the Mothership Core would do at home is provide me, like, a 2-second extra window for, like, the thing is, like, they can, if they're doing, like, a build that might punish it, like, your Mothership Core should be able to get home, like, in time to photon overcharge, maybe a little bit late, but, like, you shouldn't take damage.
I agree.
Alright, do you guys want to move on to PvP now?
Sure, Primal can talk about it.
Yeah,
Primal PvP. Go.
Fine. I hate PvP. I think it's the worst matchup in the game. It's like the biggest coin flip in the world, and especially on 4-player maps where you're not guaranteed to get a scout off, because there's just so many different builds.
That
And they all
actually
counter
pisses
each
me
other.
off whenever I'm on a 4-player map and I scout on 13 and I get last scout and he scouts on like
Yeah.
Cybercore and he gets first scout. It's like, why would you even scout? And yet you scouted me first and you get like the best scout in the world.
Right. And then
I
of
hate
course
the
he's
yellow
3-gating you, and his like warp gate's done, and you were 1 gate expanding, and of course you're being greedy and you're dead because you scouted him last.
Congrats.
I don't mind
or,
PvP
or they
in
just
general.
metagame you. They're like, "Oh, Whirlwind's a good map for Robo Expand. I'll go Phoenix all in." Oh, so
So you metagame that and then you go Phoenix all in faster.
See, this is why I do the same thing every game, and if I lose, it's my own fault. I don't lose to any freaking coin flips. I don't lose to anything that's silly.
What do you do
I
then? I want to
I'm
hear
bad.
this.
Did we
I
lose
do-
Primal now?
I do.
Before we
I
start,
do-
yeah,
Yeah.
Pat and Primal, restart your guys' webcams. Skype is having a heyday today. Like, unplug it.
Yeah, but I was getting ready to make an awesome Pat picture.
Do I need to?
Oh, okay,
I
that's
thought
fine.
mine said it was up.
It's just loading.
what happened?
I don't know, you died or something.
I died.
Okay, but
Feeling it
anyways.
now.
It's not a Protoss power hour if I don't get kicked out of the.
Yeah, but we have
What the-
we have a better Pat trick on the show right now. So
Oh.
Did you guys hear everything I said?
Stars.
I got CG.